Hello, everyone. Oh, yeah. I was like, oh, I got it already. And then, of course, it wasn't. Um, you know, it is how it is. So welcome in, everyone. And I'm glad you're here. And I'm just messing around with YouTube Studio just a tiny bit to see if I have it all correctly. We'll see. I mean, it looks like it's okay. So, and excellent quality. Bonus. So, and I'm going to move this because we don't need that. Oh, my watch is all sweaty. Oh, that's because it's too tight. So yeah, I was like putting hand lotion on my hands, and I was thinking, oh, I should put a ring on. Since I lost weight, I haven't really been wearing my rings very often because they're all like really big. So I was like, well, maybe this one will fit better. So it was something that I got from my mother-in-law that she said was my ex's grandmother's. Not her mother, but her mother-in-law. And she supposedly was a really nice lady. And I thought, I like this ring. I'll wear it. So then I started going down a rabbit hole of, hey, I wonder if this is worth anything or if it's, just junk costume jewelry. Ends up, it's a piece of Art Deco. And I'm like, oh, okay. So, yeah, I'm wearing it today, but then I probably will go have it looked at to make sure it's not going to fall apart or anything on me. So yeah, that was, my little side quest this morning. So here I am. I have catnap working on it. Let me see. I'll do a little, there seriously. Okay, there. Let me move it around a little bit. And I forgot to lock that in when I did it, so it's kind of wonky. Okay, so that's what I'm working on. It's the mini size, and I started it, and then I decided to redo it. What is that? What the heck? I wasn't supposed to get a message from there. So never mind that sound. I decided to start it over on this side. So I was working on it this morning, and I filled in all of the gaps that were down here. Let me see if I can move that up a little bit. And I realized yesterday that working in diagonals the way I was doing it was working really well for me. It meant that I could, it was controlled enough that I wasn't just cross-countrying everywhere and then having to fill in the gaps, but I control it into just one portion. And I really liked working on, a square at a time, essentially, or like a, what do you call that? Rhomboid or, whatever. You know what I mean? So I thought, well, that's kind of, I think that would work pretty well. And so what I'll do is I will work only in the diagonal unless there's like one stitch outside of it, and then I'll park. And I will do it from number order, 1 to whatever. So, and it says there's an error, but this happened it's been happening. And I think that it's just that it has to catch up. So I want to say hi to everybody. I wonder where that's at. Let's see. Let's do that. Whoops, I just turned it off. No, I didn't. Why is that not ish? Oh, let's reload that. Okay, so I reloaded it. So, hi, Amanda. I saw Amanda was here, and I saw Laura was here. And, I should change my glasses so I can actually see what you guys say. I reloaded it so that it would catch up. I wasn't sure. Yeah, you know, I'm a professional here. Oh, Janine. I knew there was somebody else I saw. Hello, everyone. So, yeah. So that's the plan today. And then later on, I will work on napping kittens for the Dimensions project. And I have coffee with me today. No snacks because I just ate some lunch. So yeah, this is usually how it is. I don't call myself that I have ADHD, but you know, it's pretty apparent that I probably do. So the first number is 159, and we'll check the board first, and of course there's none there. And I thought about it. I thought, oh, you know, I should set up some stuff beforehand, but then I got sidetracked and it didn't happen. So 159, and I have floss drops, or you know, I have this kitted up, but I'm like, I don't like these fakey plastic floss drops that I made before I got these ones. And so I decided that eventually they'll go back into the floss will go back onto my set. So, and I also melted my wax and cleaned it up so it doesn't look like a hot mess right now. So it actually, oh, there's a bubble in there. I have a little silicone form that I use to, when I melt the wax, I put it in there, and I didn't make them so big this time because I realized that they were really big last time, and that was sort of unnecessary. So I made them a little smaller, and I have more of them. I have like a jar that I keep them in before and after. So like, you know, they're in a, it's called a Fido jar. They're, what do you call them? They're like canning jars with flip tops, and I bought some for doing yogurt. Well, I'm not doing yogurt, but I often drain yogurt to eat instead of having it all runny, and so I bought them for that. But I realized that it really wasn't that convenient, so I started using them for something else, for other things, and that was one of them. So here we go. And I don't have this marked, the diagonal, but I figure that's okay. I might have to change the color of the, what do you call it? The crossbar, because it's like really a weird color. Well, it's not a weird color, I just can't see it. Ugh, I can't see it all, actually. So how is everyone today, and what are you working on? And this is here, is that right? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna have to change my glasses back to the other ones. My eyes are not adjusting to these right now. Or did I do that? Yeah, okay. Whoops. And I think, yeah, I'm just gonna park this, and I'll park it at the highest point, I think. This is my plan. I'm sort of making it up as I go along. Make sure you guys can see. Why do you melt the wax? Okay, hold on a second and I'll tell you. So I'm not sure you saw the wax bit that I had the other day or yesterday. Let me double check. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. My wax, when you, so let's say her, oh, now it's got, so when you, so every time you use it, you get a little bit of fiber in there. So what it does is it takes that excess fiber and then it coats it with wax. So that excess fiber gets stuck in the wax. And after a while, it's just like really kind of, it looks like a big old fur ball. And so then when I melt it, after all 4 of them are finished being all dookie, I melt them, and that way you can fish out all the fiber, because it kind of lumps. You know, I use a bamboo skewer and I stir it around, and it catches, the fibers catch onto the bamboo, and then I take it out, and then so then you've got almost a fresh new piece of wax that's clean and tidy, and it's kind of silly. 1 second, I got a message real quick and I need to check it real quick. So I'll turn that off so you don't have to see. I have a message on Discord. I muted all the Discords except for one. Let's see. I'm just going to tell him real quick. I'm doing a live right now. Be as evil as you want to be. Okay, whoops. I am an immortal on a online game, and oh wait, hold on a second. Whoops, too many things open. And so this person was asking me about interviewing people for advisor, and so I was like, oh, I don't really want to talk right now. So anyway, sidetracked. Okay, so next one is 160, and that one's not on the board either, of course. So I guess it's probably somewhat early for you guys. So you're probably like half asleep, or at least I would be half asleep. Though I got up this morning and started laundry at 7, so I'm like, oh. And then I snoozed in my chair for about 20 minutes until my alarm went off for, it was 9 o'clock. I have a 9 o'clock alarm because, you know, I just need to know what's going on. And so my alarm went off and I woke up and yeah. Yeah. So, and Alex was just, it was like, he was so touchy this morning, and I was thinking, oh my God, he's going to stay home today. He's going to stay home today. And at the last minute, he's like, okay, I'm going to go pack my stuff and get ready to go. I was like, oh, this piece of thread is like really long. But there's quite a few stitches on this, so I'll just leave it on the long side. Sometimes if they're really long, I'll cut it. Oh, this one's pretty long. I'll cut it and I'll put half of it on the board and then keep the rest of it. Oh, and something else. I think I was looking at Facebook this morning, and Yogi found that channel she was looking for. Not sure if anyone noticed that. So I just took a really quick glance at the channel, and I didn't watch like a lot, but I noticed there was something I noticed that was interesting, and I was like, oh, I like that idea. So it seems like that when she parks her threads, she will do half a stitch and then and it's parked. So she would do, for example, if she was going to park this stitch here, she'd do the half the stitch and then park it, though she had it on the other side. I think she works from the bottom up, and I thought that was a little interesting, because I had thought about that before, and yeah, I kind of like that idea. Where is that? That's not right. Oh, I'm in the wrong spot. Great. But that's okay, because I think, let me double check that. Yeah, okay. I was in the wrong spot, but it's not. I can make it work because these stitches need to be. This is the right color anyway. So there was this. That's up there. Off track already, like you do. And then, but I thought that was interesting. I don't know, would anybody think about doing that? I actually, oh, I know. This is what I thought about it. So when I work from the right to the left like this, when I park, the threads are out of the way. So, you know, when I park, my threads are away from, they're in a empty stitch. They're going to go down into a full stitch. But when you're on the left side going to the right, it's opposite. And so then you're kind of up against the stitches. And so that might work there. So I'll try that next time I pull out something that is, I'm working from the left. Okay, so now this one is going to go here. I need to fix that. The cross thing is like the wrong color. I can't see it. Well, I can see it, but it needs to be like, maybe, no. Oh, that looks like it would work. Okay, that's better. I don't really like red, but that, you know. Laura says, I'm eating breakfast. Should I use this time to stitch or organize stitchy stuff? I don't know. And Laura said, somebody said it was Blue Sue in chat. I don't remember her finger flicking, but it looks too crazy messy for me. Yeah, I did think it was pretty messy looking. But, you know, there might be some, you might get some tips from it. That's sort of what my thought on it is. You know, I kind of considered that. Oh, I know what I want to do. I'm going to change this color a little more like that. Okay, so it looks different than the red. Okay, so now we can bucket that. And now it's oh, that's a pretty color. 208. And for some reason, my eyes are just not happy with my glasses today. I mean, it sort of looks like my needleboard, which is really tangled up. But there's a method to the madness. So in this case, I'm going to do this other stitch because there's only 3 stitches, and you know, I don't feel like starting and ending. So what are you organizing, Amanda? And that is, there we go. I have to go through and fix my Notions app so that I can track stuff again. I'm so lazy, I haven't done it, and it's so good. I was using it really faithfully, and then I did something to mess it up, and I kept thinking, I should fix it, but I'm like, orca means I can't be bothered. It's sort of a Swedish thing. There's not really a word for it in English. That's why it's so perfect. There's a lot of those kind of words in Swedish. Also I did a little video because one of the Facebook members, she was having an issue with her saga, and so I did a little video for her, and And then I thought, oh, it'll be nice. And I translated my message to her in Dutch. Excuse me. I was just being really silly this morning. Where did I put my... Oh, they fell down the hole. Excuse me. Oh, it's really high pollen right now. And it's been really windy. And so, like, my voice is just really messy. Okay, so let's fix that. And what it was is that in her pattern 6 portals, Paradise is super smart. Paradise goes and it when you convert a chart that has a discontinued floss, which is something that we get a lot here in Europe because of different regulations that are available, here compared to the States. So there's a couple of flosses that are discontinued here in Europe because of different standards of environmental standards, which I have no problem with. I think that, being more considerate of our environment is perfectly fine. But anyway, so she ran into one of these that was on 6 portals. And it had Paradise had substituted the color, but it didn't like take both the numbers and put them together with one symbol. There were 2 symbols. And so I think it confused her. But when I looked at it in Saga had grouped them together, even though they had 2 different symbols, because they're the same number. Saga had grouped it together, which is really great. So I, I did a little video to point it out and explain what was happening with it. And that's what I did this morning. So it's so funny because, before I had my injury, hurt my leg, I used to, game all the time, like all day long. I'd game, I would stitch like between gaming, or also, I did a lot of knitting while I was gaming. And when I stopped, I wasn't able to sit at the computer, I started doing more, that didn't sit down very well. I started doing more, other things like cross-stitching a lot more and playing with apps and stuff like that. Oh, that's not the right color. So I miss my friends. I still, they're still on Discord, so I still talk to them daily, but it's sort of different. So talk as in we text talk. Now, I think what I'm going to do with this one, in this case, I am going to work these stitches in this square so I can work my way down to these ones here. I think that's what I'll do. I like that idea anyway. Okay, so, and my fabric feels loose again. I pulled it thinking I had gotten it tight enough, but I guess I didn't. I mean, it's not really loose, but it's looser than I generally like it. So I'm a bit annoyed with it. So here, I'm just gonna go down over here. Right, yeah. And then I'll park it after I finish these 2 stitches over here. Well, there's more than that. Let's see. So in this little blue spot, have you gotten to this part, Laura? You're on the other side, if I remember right. Let's see. Now I want to put one here. Yeah. And here. And then I will park it. I'll park it here for now. Yeah, it's good enough. Okay, so let's see. Let me mark these off before I forget, because that is definitely something that might happen. I'm gonna undo that real quick so I can just mark those. Those. I think I did that one too. No, I didn't do that one. Yeah, okay, that's it. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Amanda, my dining room, library, craft room is a disaster. I need to put at least most of the cross-stitch stuff near each other instead of spread out. But it means moving the dining table out temporarily so I can move the filing cabinet in. Does Paradise automatically change discontinued floss in the substitute? And that's what I've noticed. Laura says, I went across the whole top and down the left. What was the question? I went to wash my hands. Oh, I just was wondering if you were over on this this right side where the little cat is. The blanket or whatever, because I think that's where I'm at now, the little stripy blanket. I'm going to drink a sip of my coffee. And yeah, stitching, organizing is probably not a bad idea. I am bad. My whole apartment is my studio. Oh, my poor child. He doesn't care. He really doesn't care. So this is 562, and there are none. So we'll take a strand, 562. Oh, that's a pretty green. Oh, I don't think I've used this green. Yep, finished that part. There's a paw coming up to the left. Ah, cool. I got kind of disappointed in this, but it wasn't because of the pattern. It was just, I felt like my work was messy, which, you know, that's a me thing. It's, you know, I'm gonna cut some threads. Because I feel like this fabric, you can't pull it really tight because it'll slip, of course. But if you don't pull it tight enough, then the stitches look all loose and bubbly, and that's annoying. They don't look that way if you don't look through the magnifying glass, which I have to keep reminding myself that that's not how it looks in real life. That's just really close up. But, you know, I'm constantly looking at it through the magnifying glass, which then makes me, you know, think that my work is super shoddy. And I do think that I started waxing my floss after I started this one. So I think that some of those things might be that it's just fluffy, you know. Hey, Fred. How's it going? Just so you know, I have Discord muted because I didn't want to mute my phone because I'm still waiting for my stuff, and they might they're never going to be here at 5 o'clock, but they said that they could be here from 5 to 10. So you know the time that you think, that one time you think, nah, they're not coming at 5, you know they're coming at 5. So I thought I better be better safe than sorry. So I muted everything except for my phone. I muted all my apps except for that. So we'll see what happens. The kitty has a nose now. I know. I finished that part. I finished this little part this morning. Not bad. Feeling better today. Was watching Game of Wool. I think you'd like that. Interesting. Do you have it on your Plex? Not that I ever turn on the TV or watch Plex or do any of that stuff. Okay, it's up here. Like, I was putting Neko Hotel away this morning and I was like, I love that project. Like super happy with it. So I'm like, I wonder what'll come up tomorrow for the wheel. I guess we can do a spin again today, like we did last night. That was kind of fun. I like to already be prepped, because I'll prep it the night before, and then in the morning when I'm kind of bleary-eyed and tired, I don't have to mess around with it. I can start working on it right away, And there is that. And scissors. Muted me. No, I should though. Just came out today. Knitting competition. I went in ready to make fun of them for adding drama to the chill hobby. I was like, I bet there's 40 minutes of drama about single drop stitch. Oh, no. Somebody in a knitting competition, they're pros. They're not even going to worry about a drop stitch. Or they probably won't even drop a stitch. I mean, I drop stitches, but it's like, it's just easy to fix it. It's not that big a drama. Oh, well, if you drop something like a cable stitch, then that's pretty miserable. But let's see, 3042, and I have a thread in my threads here. Not my threads, my threads. And here again, I'm going to park. I'm testing this out, this idea. It's still diagonal. I think I like that better than doing block by block. Because it just feels more natural. I don't know, something about it. I like it. So, I don't know. We'll see. I change my mind all the time. And there. Those are kind of long. Oops, move that. That looks pretty good. I was kind of moaning about doing this project today, but I'm liking it. I think it's going to be good. That looks like it's not sitting flat. So it's surprisingly chill though. I was enjoying it. This yarn lady that pops up in my YouTube, despite me what? I just paused myself. Despite me telling it not to recommend her to me, I don't like her at all, was hating on it, so I just had to give it a chance. I had no idea how I have no idea how I'd cross stitch. And hi, Clara. Oh, you're in Texas. Okay, welcome in. I didn't realize you were in Texas. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm such a Californian. I'm sorry. Oh boy. Which was the YouTube channel that you were hating on, Fred? Okay, so 3325. And what are you going to work on today, Clara? No, 3325. That was 3325, right? Other side of the cart. Oh, I have a bunch of these. Those look kind of short, though. Yeah, we'll take one of those. Oh, that's really short. It's fine. We'll use these ones up. Those are probably from one of the projects that... Oh, that's really short. Oh, well. You're so mean, Suzanne. I'm sorry. Oh. Aspen in the Moment is their name. I've never heard of them. And Laura says, I forgot to charge my tablet, so no cat nap for me. What? Well, just plug it in. Can't you just plug it in while you're using it? And, yeah, I have been to Texas, though. I've not been to Florida, but I have been to Texas. I was only 6, so, yeah, I can't recommend. Let's see. Oh, that's there. My memories of Texas was my grandmother's friend's son stepping on a piece of wood with a huge nail in it and it going through his foot. That's my memory of Texas. Just that. Oh, I gotta clean that up. There's like stuff sticking through here. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna put that up there so I don't poke myself with it. I can't. Oh boy, I'm struggling today. Nah, not really. This one. I can't grab anything today. I'm trying to find the parked thread that belongs to that. Right there, it's like really loose. I just almost stuck my face in the magnifier. Good job. Okay, so there's that. And then I will park it over here. And I'm gonna take those over there a little while. So they're out of my arms. Okay, so the usual, I always start off with the sun. Then I stitch on the wheel spins that I'm stitching 500 stitches on Spring Night by 𝐂𝐚𝐭 and Winter Cold by Charting Creations. Oh, I don't know that one. Fred said, we stopped to get gas in Texas on my way back from fleeing Oregon, and the dude behind the counter sounded and looked like George H.W. Bush. Oh, Laura says, my tablet cable is short and I don't want to sit on the floor. No, I don't want to sit on the floor. Yeah, we are definitely too old to sit on the floor. Well, I know I am. There ain't no way. I can't. There's no way I sit on the floor. That would just be horrible. So, I'm playing around a little bit with the YouTube Studio. There's like a bunch of neat stuff that I didn't know about that I'm finding out about YouTube Studio. Kind of happy with it. So So anyway, oh, that's looking cute. Okay, I did that. Oh, let's just park that. And then we have 4 stitches left on this square, and it is not on my needleboard. 3861. Yeah, there is no way. Even when Alex was little, I mean, honestly, I was already 40 when he was born, so we won't go there. I'm like, how am I going to do this? You know, I already had just a really, really bad back. And I thought, how am I going to sit on the floor with, you know, a little kid and then be able to get up again? So I figured out that we had this a little low stool that I could sit on that wasn't like on the floor. It was easier for me to get up off of. But, you know, I have to say, I mean, I love my kid and everything. And I was all, oh, you know, it's going to be great. He's going to be a great baby. And it's going to be so much fun playing with him and stuff. And I was like sitting there trying to play with my kid. And it was like, oh my God, this is so boring. I mean, that's so bad. And I was like, I can't do this. So I just started knitting while sitting, you know, while I was sitting playing with him, let him play, you know, read a book or whatever, but I would sit there and knit, and that was the way I could actually sit there and not die of boredom. And he just was so used to me knitting. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I could never do that. My kid would never let me knit. It's like, well, you just do it. It's like, why? How is that not possible? I mean, I used to sit there at the sewing machine and I had Alex either in a carrier or oops, I went the wrong hole. Or I would have him behind me on the floor playing, you know, he could play with his toys. And so I was able to watch him while I was working on stuff. You know, he just never was a problem working on any of my sewing or weaving or anything. Well, he was older when I started weaving again. But yeah, I never understood that. And I was all like, well, just do it. You know, I mean, I even had spinning wheels, you know, right there where he could, you know, he knew not to touch them. He just never did. I guess I was lucky in that way. Okay, so this one I'm going to put over here. Yeah. Okay, woohoo, finished that square. So then, and I do think that I like this, it feels more manageable than for me to make it the whole 3 lengths, you know what I mean? And Fred says, I carried a nightstand up some stairs today. I could have died. But you didn't. I did the laundry at 7 a.m. this morning. So this feels like it's just spongy. Okay. Oh, that's better. I guess it's a little, oh, now we're here. So it wants that first color, actually. Well, no, it's not that it wants that one. But I think what I'll do is I will start from the bottom, parked thread, and, oh, yeah, move it up to the top. that was smart. And then, yeah. Sometimes you can't like really look ahead of time. I mean, I kind of try to look ahead of time and make a decision on how I want to put it, but sometimes you just kind of, yeah, don't. So I'm going to do this stitch just to anchor it. You guys, can you see okay? But I did think that parking thing, it's kind of got my mind kind of thinking about it. Is the Saga app clear enough? I kind of moved it over, so here, let's do that. I feel like it's just cruel punishment for an apartment to have 7 a.m. slots. I would need like a 3 a.m. I've only been sleeping for an hour, so an hour or two at 7. Yeah, but you know what? Since my living room wall shares the wall with the the laundry room, I kind of don't think I'd like that because it would be kind of loud. And sometimes, like especially in this summer, or even starting now in the spring, if they open the window in the laundry room and my window is open, then I get all the perfume smell from all the fabric softeners, which is really bad. It's super uncomfortable. So I think I would complain, but I guess from what I heard, that the person who lived in my apartment before me used to get really upset at people washing their clothes using the laundry room. And she would go in and she would like turn stuff off and everything because she lived here. And that's just mean. I mean, I sometimes go in there and I'll shut the window so that if the perfume is really overwhelming. But I mean, it's convenient to live here right next to the laundry room. I think that if I had to go downstairs or something to do my laundry at 7 o'clock in the morning, I probably wouldn't do it. Wait, let me see. This looks like it's wrong. No, I just moved it over one too many. That's all. Okay. I'm like, wait a minute. And I'm just kind of following the stitches. I'm not like worrying about it too much. And I think that if I have a thread, like this one was all pretty much at the top. If there had been this many stitches of another color, I probably would have waited to do them. But since it's up at the top, I'm just doing it. Okay, so let's see where that goes. And they weren't really in the way. Oh, that was the last one. Let's fix that real quick then, so I can end it. I love this ending so much that I'd rather take a couple of stitches out and do it so that it's nice. I've noticed the difference between where I've done little pimple pin stitches compared to this ending. It's just so much neater and holds better. It's my favorite now. And it works great with the ℉𝐼𝐴𝐻 fabric because you've got that little, the Panama weave of the double warp and wefts that are just, it's just perfect for it. You've got it perfect spot for you to stick the needle between all of it. And that was 160, so we'll put that back on the board. And I'm going to circle that so I can mark those. Oops. Right? Okay. Okay. Oh. Okay, so that now on this one, on this thread, there's quite a bit of them. So I will skip that number and work on the other ones that are between it all, and then do those ones over it. Because there's 21 of that. Wait, how did that one not get done? Oh yeah, I skipped it. I must have skipped that one. Okay, well, let's do that one now. So let's see. Fred says I have to bake some muffins today. What? But I don't have my stand mixer, so I have to do the by hand, like a peasant. Muffins, you don't want to use a stand mixer for muffins anyway, because you want to quick mix them. Amanda says it's definitely fun and pretty easy to learn if you decide you're interested. My brother called and I missed everything. Nah, you didn't miss much. Amanda says I've only lived in places with laundry in a separate building or in the basement. Yeah, same. And Fred says, cross stitch, I'm interested. Suze has been trying to induct me into the cross stitch cult for ages now. I'll get to it eventually. I have too many other hobbies and projects at the moment. Fred says, I like my apartment. It came with a washer and dryer, and I hate you, and you also live in Florida. No. I'll be right back, starting episode 2 with Jen. Back in a bit. Okay, have fun. Yeah, we had 4 flights of steps and a walk across the green to do laundry. My oldest was a toddler. Oh. Meow Lynn says, hi Suzanne, I just switched to that same ending method too. I found the quarter stitch on 25 count was making the stitches look too messy, but I don't know if it works well with ninja stitches. So when I do a ninja stitch, so I either on the 22 count, I've been just tucking it in. So I do the start and then I tuck it in to finish it, or I do a loop ending. I don't really like the loop ending so much because I feel like it definitely shows through, or it's looser. So I probably will tuck it instead. Like this stitch is like a hot mess. I don't know why. Let me see if I can poke that down. Where'd it go? There it is. See this looks like it. I used a loop start or end on that. Okay, well that looks okay now. So anyway, okay, so now I'm at 159. And I was talking to Christina earlier, and she said that she's been trying the soap for conditioning her threads. I did try it, but it made it like really smooth, but it doesn't remove the fluff like the wax does. So I might try it where I'm not waxing the whole thread like I do for the single. So I'm still like, I have my bar of soap here on my cart. So we'll try it out another day. But it was kind of interesting. I did like it. So this is pretty far. Yeah, but it's not too bad. So I'll put it there anyway. So we'll do that. And see, there's where you need to lock that so you can get to that stitch. Okay, and then I'm going to skip 318 because there was a lot of stitches on that. and go to this one. That one also is, let's do this one. This one's a good one. That's the thing with the method I'm using is it's okay to skip. You know, skip if you need to, because then you don't have to, you know, I want the stitches that I'm going to have a lot on. Like this, I think this thread was one of them I did the soap on. So it's like really silky, but the end is all wonky because there's no wax on the end of it. All right. Okay, there we go. And they get a little fluffy on the ends, and that's hard to do them. So let's see, we'll put that. There. And here. That looks wrong. Let's reevaluate here. It's just missing a thread. Oh, it's this one anyway. Oh, that's good. Wow, handy. I marked it from the last diagonal, but I hadn't actually done it. Oh, that was fortuitous. I was like, oh man, I missed a stitch. It was fine. Hello, Michelle. Welcome. What are you working on this morning? And the sun is shining. Oh, but see here, I made a mistake there. Oh no, you know what? It's not a mistake. It's just that I've already stitched it. I think. Yeah. Well, let me double check. Yeah, I already stitched that one. See, I marked the wrong one. But I didn't do this one up here, which was silly of me. It's like talking to my, you know, I'm talking to you guys, but it's like I'm talking to myself, and you know how you always feel like you feel kind of a little crazy when you're talking to yourself. That's sort of how it feels sometimes. And I'm gonna park it down here, even though I know I'm talking to everybody, you know. So there's that. And then this one, this is a good one too, because it will get rid of those small little stitches, and it'll be covered up. Wait, I keep dropping my needles. You're on work club today. I mean, you get to work today. I understand. I miss working. I really do. I was a bit of a type A person, which meant that I often worked until I dropped. And I finally, the last time I was teaching classes, I finally was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't. I love it, but it was just so difficult on my body. Okay, so then I'm going to park this over here, and I'm allowing myself to park. I mean, yeah, I could stitch those out, but you know, yeah, just going to do it. Let's see, that's 2 over. Okay. Oh, that's such a pretty color too. Okay. And then, sorry, 3766. Oh, it looks like I have one up there. Looks like a long one too. Oh, that's good. But I really miss it. I used to have 3 weaving classes a week, and I would travel to the city. It felt kind of like, I don't know, it felt fun. It was kind of exciting. I lived out sort of in the country, and I would travel to the city and, you know, have some interesting meal while I was there, work really hard. And a lot of times I got to meet Christina because she lives in the city, and we would meet up a lot of times and, you know, have dinner together or something like that, because my classes were in the afternoon and evening, and sometimes she would take classes at the same adult school. So it was kind of fun. Okay, so Janine says, I love my job, but I'm definitely ready to stop working. I like being a homebody. Yeah, and I think that that's what it was, is that I do really enjoy, you know, I don't need to be out. I don't need something to keep me busy. You know what I mean? I'm busy enough. I don't really need that. And I think that was something during COVID that people had troubles with, because they felt like they were trapped at home. And you know, and that's when I stopped doing my classes, because it was, you know, it felt like it was too scary to go in and worry about it, because I used to take the bus, and it was the bus that would go from Oslo to Stockholm, which meant you had a lot of like people coming from the airport, a lot of people traveling. And I just was uncomfortable with the idea that somebody could be getting me sick. And I think that as much as I loved working, it was like the stress of that was too much. I remember the last time I went to work, on the way home, there was a lady in front of me. So she was just coming from the airport in Stockholm, and she was coughing the whole way. And I kept thinking, oh my God, I'm going to get sick. I'm going to be so sick. But I didn't. So it was good. I was so freaked out. I got home and I was like, there was somebody coughing in front of me the whole time. But I didn't get it. So it was good. But it was just, see, I got lazy and I pulled the threads. Now it's all tangled. Sometimes I miss a thread getting clipped, and I think that that's what happened here. Okay, that's maybe. I don't know. We'll see. It's a hot mess. So, Malin says, I agree with you, Janine. I still have almost 40 years before retirement, though. Oh, I'm sorry. Also, Janine, I got Lindt dark chocolate balls, and they're so good. I like Lindt chocolate, though. The last time I bought some, I bought 2 bars. I bought one that was called Milk Chocolate Dark Chocolate Fusion, which was awesome. Really good. It had that dark chocolate, but, you know, the milk chocolate blend, and it was really nice. And the other one was fig. And I love figs, but this tasted horrible, and I still have almost a whole bar left, and I'm like, ugh, it was just so bad. And I can't even give it to my kid because it has soy and wheat in it, so he can't eat it. Oh, this was really a mess. Look how bad this is. Sorry, I've been doing, you know, cutting these threads as I go along and I need them. And then, of course, this one's like all tangled up. This floss doesn't tangle up that easily. It's really easy to take the knots out. But sometimes you get a good one. And that one's a good one. Okay, well, that one I'll leave it aside. So I was only going to do like 3 threads, but then I pulled out almost all of it. So then I'm just going to do the whole 6 strands. I don't remember the Lindt milk chocolate balls. I have to look at those. I don't think I've seen that. I've only seen, but oh, I know. They're in a different aisle and I probably didn't look there. I have to check it. There are, what are those called? There's another company that does these filled balls and they're so good. It's not Lindt, is it? Oh, maybe it is Lindt. And they have like different fillings and they're so good. Oh my gosh. And Clara says, I'm definitely a homebody. Hubby runs all the errands. Yeah, see, when I was still married, my ex, he would do all the shopping and stuff because he would just do it on his way home from work. Because we couldn't take Alex to the store. He just didn't handle the noise and he was scared of those, those sliding doors that they have in the back of stores. Like, when where the employees will go in and out and then they slide open. And he would scream every time he'd see one of those open and close. And so we got to the point where we just stopped taking him to the store because it was just impossible. So he would go all the time and I just would stay home. I didn't mind. And then he and I would go do something when Alex was at respite. But yeah. And he would shop because he was going right past the store on his way home. So it was easier. But I did go outside the other day, so it wasn't a nice day. But today seems decent. It's pretty sunny. Hopefully it doesn't get too warm in here. My fingers are all sticky. Oh, that took me a little bit to prepare all that thread. Oh well. Okay, so on here, I kind of like, I have rules, but then I like kind of adjusting them. So here, I'm just going to take the box away. I take the box away for a minute, and I'm going to do, this one was outside the box. I'm just going to do it because there's nothing close by if I can figure out where it's supposed to go. Okay, there it goes. And then I'm going to drink some water because I'm really hoarse. It's really funny. The word for being hoarse is called Hess. And it kind of makes sense. It sounds like what it is. But horse, like as in a horse, is called a hest. So it's similar. And it's kind of interesting. Okay, and let's move those over there. Now I have 5 days without Alex. Oh, he was really frustrated this morning for some reason. I think it's the medicine. Hopefully it calms down. If it doesn't, then they're going to have to do something. It's like walking on eggshells. But he let me give him a cuddle this morning, and I think that helped. He can't explain how he feels, you know, so it's a bit rough. Okay, so I'm going to park this one here because this is in the other box. So we'll do that. There. Okay. And now, let me do it. Oh, okay, you don't need that. I only get emails from certain. I have 3 emails, because my main email that I've had since Gmail started is so full of junk. So I don't actually have that one to notify me because it's just mostly junk. But so when I do get an email message, I know it's from, it's from something. It was nothing though. Okay, so that's there. And here's that. Actually, I am going to end this one. If I am in the right spot. I'm not. There. Because it's way over there. I should have done it the other way. But that's okay. See, this is like really messy there. I don't know what happened. I don't think that was from before, but it could be. I think I just stitched those, so yeah. Okay, so that was 3861. I think I have one on. Oh, no, I've got a bunch of holes there, so. Okay, I'm gonna drink a thing of water real quick. Check messages. And busy mom, hi. And Laura's towel is at 56%, so I get to stitch kitties for a bit. You need a longer cord. I bought one on Amazon that's like, I don't know, I think it's 5 meters. It's so nice. Of course, it gets in the way a lot of times because I have it's on the floor across the room. But I keep it plugged in while I'm streaming because it's just a mess. Okay, so this one here, I think what I'm gonna do is, yeah, let's think about this real quick. I parked it down here. So actually, I like to either start at the bottom, start at the top. And what I'm going to do is I'll do this stitch, but then I'm going to move it up to the top. Oh, no, maybe not. I'm like considering here. Where's that? Actually, I'll do this. I'll kind of do a little yogi move with a stitch, and that'll do. There we go. Okay, so now I'll stitch. So because there's no other stitches in this section of the pattern, I'll do this one. Normally I would just, I would leave it to last, but it's by itself pretty much. Let's see. Oh, let me open that, remove that too, because I'm just going to do all of these extras, the ones that are just right on the outside, since they're pretty much right up against everything. How much do you have done on your kitties, Laura? You must be pretty well into it. I didn't, oh, yeah, I didn't start a sprint, but I was at an even number, so I just need to look at that and see where I'm at. I'm going to stitch until we finish the stream anyway, so. Okay, so let me mark these. Okay, I did that one and I did that one. Excuse me. Oh, I keep pulling the needle out. Oh, 59%. Nice. Do you use a needleboard? Yes, I am using a needleboard. I love it. It is definitely a hot mess, but hold on a second and I'll show you. Let me zoom out. Nope, that's in, out. And here is my needleboard. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's just, so it's a DMC inventory sheet that I laminated. I printed it out, I laminated it. And now let's see if I can get this back where it was. I laminated it and I use an awl to push the holes in it. It works pretty well. It's a little small, but you know, it definitely works. I mean, small as in compact. So, it's a bit like cluttered, but it's compact and it's not taking up a huge amount of space. And I like that because I know what Yogi has, and that's a good idea, but those are really expensive because I have one for my quilting that I don't ever do anymore. Isn't it always like that? And I wasn't going to use that because, you know, I do use it for ironing, sewing, or whatever. It's awesome. But, and also it was just really big. And so I used this, it's called a Sitdina. It is a piece of foam that you can buy pretty much anywhere. I was at the little local store that's down the street, and they had ones that you could fold up. They didn't have any of these ones, but these are the ones that are the absolute cheapest to buy. And it's like, you don't even, you know, they're like, I think I got this one at I got two of these at the dollar store, and they were probably, you know, less than $1. They were really cheap. And so, like, when you go to the park, or, well, maybe not the park, but we have what's called a heritage parks. They're like old homesteads, settlement museums, I guess. And so if you go to, like, there's usually a little restaurant and buildings that you can go and look at, you know, art or old equipment or something. They usually have these in a big old stack, and that you can take one, and while you're outside having a picnic or whatever, you can use it, and then you put it back. And they're super cheap, but they're just like piece of foam. Nothing surprising or anything. I actually want to go buy another one because I think I want to do one for my two-stranded. I think the printout is going to cost more than this. I'm thread chickening here. I'm not going to make it. I'm gonna end this because there's still some more down there, and I just don't want to. And it's getting untwisted. No, it didn't do it. It's harder to do with the ballpoint needle because it's really big. There we go. Got it. Oh, there was some stitches there. That's why. I'm going to switch needles so I can get that through there better. And hi, Mandy. You just back from watching the Michael movie? What movie is that? Am I like... I don't watch TV or anything, so... I stopped turning the TV on after my last electric bill was so high. It was like just surprising how bad it was. So I decided, well, use the laptop to watch TV. Shift my booty around. Okay, I'm going to mark these off to where I'm at. Let's see. Is that right? Okay. There's like 3 stitches left. That's fine. And that was 318. Do I have one on the board? No. Of course I don't. Oh, Michael Jackson biography. Is that new? I noticed there was a bunch of stuff that came out recently. That didn't look the same. Okay, 318. Yeah, okay, it was. About Michael Jackson, and that there might not be those allegations that were against him, might not have been true, which is sad, you know. But anyway, I hope it was good. I wouldn't say I was really fond of his music. I grew up with it, but I don't know. It's like, yeah. I'm a Gen Xer. I grew up with Michael Jackson, definitely. Oh my God, it was in high school and Thriller came out. It was like the favorite. That whole album was a good album. I will say that. You know, how many people get so many hits on one album, right? It was amazing. I'm gonna have to check it out. Alex and I watched a Beatles documentary once, like last year. Alex is really he's into old music, but that's just because like his dad and I listened to a lot of stuff. You know, we listen to a lot of different things, and so we listen. You know, he's used to hearing, you know, classics and non-classics and pop and all that. I don't think we neither of us listen to much like recent stuff. But he was really interested in the Beatles documentary that we watched. And I'll often put on what do you call it? Like a concert or something with, you know, stuff that he wouldn't normally listen to, or, you know, like a child his age would listen to, and he loves it. He loves the guitars. He knows all the guitars. He doesn't play the guitar, but he knows all of them. The stitch kind of slipped. See if that works. If not, I'll take it out. Yeah, it's fine. It kind of slipped, and I was worried that it would look funny. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of groom that a little bit. But he builds guitars. He's not interested in playing them, but he builds them. And like they let him build I mean, they were not real guitars, but fake guitars or play guitars when he was in wood shop. And they started letting him do that when he was like 7 or something. And so he's been making guitars since then. Michael Jackson's nephew was the one who portrayed him in the movie. Oh, interesting. I'm going to have to check that out. It does sound interesting. There's that. Let's put that back on. So now there are 2 colors. I mean, this is going pretty fast this way. I'm enjoying this. It's usually, I feel like the cross country is a little bit like stressful, but this is working out really well. It's kind of like, I think what it is there are a little bit of rule. I mean, you know, there are self-imposed rules, but there's a little bit to it. Let's do this. Oh, this is a pretty color too. I have a little bit too many needles on my needle minder. Need to cough up that bubble. Alright, this one I'm gonna remove the box again and just follow that. Let's see. I'll have to check that out. Maybe Alex will like it. When Fred gets back, I'll tell him to put it on the Plex. Let's see. Lately, Alex has been watching like stuff for babies, and I'm like, he doesn't want to be called a baby, but he's watching baby stuff. That's okay. Wait, hold on a second. This is okay. Is that right? No, it is there. Can't count. Okay. Like, dang, I can't count, can I? Okay, put that down there. I haven't checked the screen lately. Hopefully you can see okay. Okay, so then there's 3 here. 4 actually. Okay, then here, and there's 1, 1, 1. Okay, skipping. Oops, don't skip too much. I actually was really worried about this blanket part because it looked like it was going to be super confetti, but it's going pretty well. I'm enjoying that. I think that I was worried. I was like, this is going to be tough. Do that. And here. I'm going to do this one. Oh, that just, no, it didn't. It's fine. And see, this is where I notice it's harder to see the stitches sometimes. So if you use this isolation intensity, then you can see the stitches a little better. Sometimes it depends, like sometimes the pattern is okay and I can leave that a little bit so you see the stitches, but especially when there's this like checkerboard effect, it's easier to see between the between the stitches. Oops, went through there. I'm just gonna pull that out. I hear the wash machine going. Janine says, I have catnap, but I will be cropping out the paw in the blanket. It looks weird to me and out of place. Oh, wait a minute. Let me look at that. Let's turn that off for a second. Oh, I did. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I like the blanket, though. That's not very clear. I have this set up for 1/1. So it's really thin. The mock-up looks really thin. Let's do this way. Let's do it this way. Yeah. I locked that. Okay, never mind. I locked that. See, I think something that bothered me on this, what was it? Yeah, I guess that paw is just, it did look like it was like not supposed to be there. I still love it. So it's super cute. But yeah, Laura says there's one at the bottom too, just popping out randomly next to the cat treats. I wish there was another cat face in that spot. Yeah, I was looking at this one and I was looking at Blooming Whiskers. I really like the colorfulness of the Blooming Whiskers, but it also felt like it was too cartoony or something. I don't know. There was something about it I didn't quite like. And so I wasn't really sure about that. But I do like the blanket. I think it gives it a pop of color. But maybe it should have had like maybe another cat treat or something there instead of a random paw. Oh, coffee. That's nice. Okay. I had to drink some coffee. Yum. Now, I was like, where was I? I remember. I stopped to read the chat and then got distracted drinking some coffee. And I'm like, wait, what am I doing? Where am I at? And here I'm going to do the, no, I'm not going to do that. Yeah. I can't believe, it's like so allergy feeling. Ugh. I noticed when I was doing the little video for Brit this morning, I just sounded like I was lisping. Just my voice is so messed up right now. And I think I'm just gonna park that for now, since there's already a parked thread. Those look the same. They are super close. Oh, they're not though. Okay, phew. I was like, I bet I made a mistake. I didn't though. Okay. And last color is, that's a pretty one. 959. Can you still see okay? Yeah. So Laura says, do you have the regular or mini? And Jeanine says, I do like Blooming Whiskers, but yes, the artwork on that is a little childish, I guess. Yeah, see, it's like, it's just not, don't know. I kind of don't care for it. I guess. I do, but I don't. It feels like it's not quite right, unfortunately. So, I don't know. So anyway, I'm just messing around with the window again. It's like trying to see where things are. Oops, no, not that. Oops. I'm like trying to mouse here without making, not there. Oh, yeah, yeah. Haven't used a trackpad in a while. That's not how you do it. Oh well, it's fine. Messing around. Oh, I was messing around and I pushed the magnifier up too far. Yeah. I kind of agree with you on that also, Janine, but I like it because it's kind of cutesy. Yeah. I'm like I moved stuff just now, and now I'm struggling to find my position again. But the one I got, I really like it. It's just, I love hedgehogs and stuff like that. I like when Ellen shows it on her floss tube. Yeah, and the same with Anne from Max Color Stitcher. I love her projects. They're so cool. But, like it was what I was trying to decide if I wanted to do it, because I really do like it, but I wasn't sure that it was enough for me. If it was like, I don't know. And then they said it was really confetti heavy, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll forget about it. I really like it, but okay. So 9:59, I was checking my board to see if I had one up there. I do have one, but it's very short, so I'll take a new one. And there's a lot of stitches on here. Oops. Clean my table up one of these days. last night I pulled my DMC Fairy Master Set, and I had stuffed my other project down underneath where it was, and then I had another project there. My cart was a hot mess last night, and I just pushed it over to the edge and left it there. And I said I was going to go to bed, right? I was going to go to bed. And no, I didn't go to bed until 1:30 or something. Catnap is Hade, and Bloom Whiskers is Pain Free Crafts. Okay, so now I'm going to remove the box again. And then that will go there. I think that's something that the Bridget Ashwood art is very it's like that. It's like it's cute, but it's, I don't know. Like with this one, it feels more realistic, which, I mean, that's not saying that, it has to be realistic. But yeah, it's by Jeff Haney. And there are links in the description. I actually put the name of the Hade and his website. I didn't actually know that, I never looked it up. But, I have Gemini do my descriptions because I can't write. I'm like really bad at writing. So I tell Gemini what I want, and then they make the description, and they kind of update it each time. And I said, well, add their websites there. So then the websites are there, and it's good. So has anybody tried Ellen's new technique that she did a video on. I was watching it, and I haven't tried it yet. I'm considering like watching it and seeing. I didn't quite get. I haven't watched the whole video because I keep getting distracted. But I watched most of it, so I'm kind of thinking about it and where I would do that. It felt like it was a bit of, like she said, it was a bit of everything. And I'm intrigued. Anyway. I think Laura, you're doing the regular size of this pattern. Is that right? Or are you also doing a mini? I know Anne, the Max Color Stitcher, she's got a supersize Max Color, I believe, of this one. And she's done the whole way across. There are a lot of these stitches. Oh, there's 4 there, okay. So yeah, definitely check hers out. She's done a bunch. I believe that Ellen's working on this one as well, but she's also got either regular Max Color, I'm guessing Max Color, supersize. If there is a supersize, I'm not even sure. Fabric costs too much for me to even consider supersize, though. Now I'm kind of disappointed in myself for one thing. When I finished the 𝐒𝐈𝐊 last year, I chose the Winter Cookie Party Max Color, and I didn't ask for supersize. And now I'm wondering if I made a mistake by not asking for supersize. But I still like it, so I don't think it really matters, but I want to start that this year. Probably closer to Christmas, I think. It's obviously not something I'm going to finish anytime soon. So I think on this color here, I'm getting into the parked threads. So I will, maybe. I think I might end up parking it. Maybe. Yeah, okay, so Janine says, it looks to me very much color flow for the most part, which I don't have the patience for, but the end result looks very nice. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't, so for me, color flow, it was like, there was too much to decide on. And even Chris's was like the huge diagonal was too much. So that's why, like, yesterday I was working in smaller sections and I felt like it was much more manageable. Okay, I'm gonna park that one there. And that square is, you know what I mean? It feels like this is, like, I have a finish in a way. Let's do that. I unlock the box, lock the box, unlock the box. And it still looks neat. And I'm still doing a little bit, you know, outside of the box, so we're not going to get lines. But it feels manageable. Meows, I hope I'm saying that right. Is it Mao Lin? How many whips, Laura, how many whips do you have right now? Oh, coffee. That tastes really good now. Just moving this over a little bit. Oh, that's better. Okay. Oh, I keep moving the magnifying glass. I was messing with the laptop right there. Okay, so now we're back to another square. And see, there's still, even in this square, there's a huge amount of colors, but I've stitched most of them, so that's good. So here we have 413. Let me see if I have that on my, it doesn't sound familiar. I was going to say it doesn't sound familiar, but I actually have 2 needles with that color on there. So that's pretty handy. I was like, oh, I don't think I have that one. Lo and behold, I do. Okay, let's move that over there. And so here, I think I'm going to park it. Oh, yeah, I will park it. Yeah. Maybe, no, I think I won't park it there because I'm going to be back up at the top anyway. So I'll just do those 2 stitches and then remove it. Oh, my eye itches now. Ugh. It's like allergy season. Ugh, so annoying. Though my allergy season's almost all year round. It's super annoying. Oh, I did get it right. Okay, good. Laura says, I don't know. And Janine says, Laura, stamped ones don't count. And I got it right. Thank you. I'm glad. I didn't want to, say your name improperly. And Laura says, stamped definitely don't count. Yeah, I don't count mine either. My stamped kits. Well, I have a couple of really nice ones. I just wish that I wanted to work on them more. I did work on, I have a spring kit that I absolutely love. And it's not too bad. It isn't too bad. Oh, I was going to end that. Let me end that one real quick. The fabric is quite nice. I'm able to get it in the hoop, which is a plus. It's still a little spongy in the hoop, which I don't like. But the floss for spring is really nice. I think the spring floss is similar to Royal Broderie. It's not fairy floss anyway. Fairy floss is definitely nicer. I do have a fairy kit, but it's a Halloween one, so I've not really worked on it much since Halloween. That one is really nice. And it was just a cheap one. I just bought one to check it out. I do like it. And I can get it in a hoop. It's just that one, the middle summer one that I even have a Joy Sunday. The printing is horrible, but it's actually not too bad to stitch. There's like no margins on that at all. They are skimpy on margins. So, okay. So then I will mark that. One stitch. Eesh. Okay, so this is where I would try, I'm going to try a little bit of a different way of 501. I have one on the board. Oh, it almost came out. Is that the right color? Yeah, okay, it is the right color. So this one is, so this is my idea for, make sure it's in the right spot. That would help. So I started like I usually do. And there's a bunch of pin stitches in this area from last time I worked on it. Jean says, Laura, do you watch Stitcherella? Her latest video on packing up all her kits. Oh my God, the amount of stamped kits she has is unbelievable in my dreams. And I just added it to my watch list. If I buy something, then it's your fault. I watched a couple of her videos, but she's very loud, and I really struggled with that. So this is what my idea is on ending. So like I do before, you know, I pull it, I go up through the bottom part and then down. And I think, let me check. This is where I think I'm good. Yeah, see, that's stuck on there. Oh, that's good. Ooh, nice. Okay, so that I think that works for a ninja stitch. Try that if you want. Yeah, I think what it is it's I like she's so cheerful, which is really nice, but she's really loud, and I have a bit of a problem with super loud people. And it's not that, you know, it's not like a bad thing. It's just that I have, you know, when Alex was really bad, when, you know, everything was going really bad for him, he made a lot of noise, and my fight or flight is just absolutely broken. And so stuff that's really loud like that, just, you know, it's not, I get super crazy. Something I started watching, so when I first started getting interested in stamped kits, actually, I think it was Random Stitcher. I think it came up on my, no, it didn't come up on my feed. Christina told me about her, and she was talking about stamped kits, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. I'd never heard of that. And so I started like watching everything about stamped kits at that point. And I ran across someone called 𝐂𝐚𝐭 𝐍𝐚�craft. And so I started watching hers, and she talked a lot about spring kits and how she liked them. And then I started watching Lovecraft Forever, and she's really great. And then I watched Cirilla. I was watching a bunch of them. I don't watch them so much anymore just because I'm not as interested. But something came up the other day from 𝐂𝐚, I think it's 𝐂𝐚 Crafts. She was talking about overconsumption. And a lot of these, like especially the stamped kit floss tubers, have so much. It's like too much, you know what I mean? Yeah, that yeah, I did a tuck. So I started it like I usually do with the diagonal pin stitch through the, this is 22 count. And then before I finished the top loop, I came up through the bottom of the two threads, and then poked it down, pulled it, and then poked it down through the middle. It's on there, and then I cut it off. It's oh my gosh, look at that! It's secure. That's pretty good. I actually distorted the stitch underneath before it pulled out. It didn't even pull out. Okay, so 564. Oh, another one I don't have cut up. Yeah, so she was talking about that, and I didn't watch the whole video, but it kind of made sense, because it's something that definitely seems to be, you know, like these stamped kits, you know, people with stamped kits are just like so many kits, you know what I mean? Yeah, Janine says, okay, so wait, Clara says she's super loud, then she yells across the room at her kids. My nerves can't handle it. Yeah, I think that's definitely, I love Lovecraft Forever. 𝐂𝐚 Craft is okay. Yeah, she was going through some stuff, so it didn't feel as nice to watch, which that's not her fault. You know, it's me being, you know, I have a lot of problems that I need to deal with, and just, like sometimes it's too much. And it's not her fault. Yeah, definitely not. So I kind of stopped watching, but she always had like the nicest kits. She loves Spring Brand, and Spring Brand is really nice. I'm pretty impressed with Spring Brand, and Painted Fairy too, of course. But she was talking about this overconsumption. I didn't watch the whole video because it kept repeating. It kept starting over or something. And I finally turned it off. So Janine says, the problem I have with most of the stamped kits YouTubers is they do a lot of diamond painting, which I don't like to do at all. I noticed that when I was watching him, a lot of them weren't doing diamond painting though. So I never really saw any of that. It was all like they were all doing stamped kits at the time when I was really interested in I was looking them up and everything. And I just thought, oh my God, this is the way to go. I love this. I love this idea. Getting all this stuff all at once, not having to worry about buying all this floss and everything. Like I said, I love the idea. Just reality of it didn't work for me. So that's too bad. So this one is here. Yeah. These colors I love. These are my favorite colors, these blues. And there was another one I was watching, and like she had mouth noises, and I'm like really aware of how my mouth how it sounds, and I hate it because I hate mouth noise. So I'm like, oh my God, it sounds horrible. But like it's really hard for me to listen to videos when people have noises like that. So yeah. But that's a me thing, It's nothing against them. I mean, because I realize that I'm having issues with mouth noises myself. This morning when I was doing that video, I was like, oh my God, I sound like I have the worst lisp in the world. What is wrong with me? But it has a lot to do with just being hard on myself. Yeah. Let's see, that's there. And so I'm going to park this here. Okay, there. I am parking a lot more, but I feel like it's more manageable this way. Definitely. I'm liking this. Okay. Ooh, then I got a bunch. Okay, so they get so much because the companies give them kits and discounts if they do unboxing. I don't watch too many unboxings because they're really just ads. Yeah, exactly. Laura says, I did one spring band and I loved it. The gnome with the parrot I finished. Clara says, I don't like Spring Brand's floss. It's super thin and almost wiry. It's cotton, but it's nothing like Fairy Floss or DMC. Clara says, yes, me too. It's a me thing. Laura says, I probably need to go through and check some that I really don't like. And Laura says, Madeline, how do you have a lot of projects? So, I don't know if anybody's used Royal Broderie floss. And I believe that the Spring Brand is very close to that Egyptian cotton that Royal Embroidery uses. And I don't mind it because I like it better than DMC, honestly. If I have to choose, the price is better than DMC, but Fairy Floss is much better. You know what? I think I'm going to do this one first since it's up at the top. Anyway, But I kind of believe that that's probably the case of it being royal embroidery. Possibly. I don't know. I actually have both. I should do a comparison. Maybe I'll do that later if I remember later on. But like I said, I don't find it thin. I find DMC thin. Like comparatively. I think that like royal embroidery is much more hard twist. It's got more twist to it than DMC. Oh, this color. I love this color. Love all these colors. I love teal and turquoise. See, that looks a bit funky, but it's just it's fine. Let's see, 3 here. Sorry. I might have to get up and go close the shades if it gets too warm in here. Let's do the stitch over here. So I'm not sure if you guys are watching Saga here, but under this stitch, there's a really light one. And if you look on the Saga, I have it so that the symbols aren't showing on stitch. But when you first look at it, sometimes you don't see that, right? So this is where you use the smiley face. And then I can see, oh, okay, it is stitched. Especially if you have the symbols still on. And then you can see it a little better. I don't really need it on in this case because I could see that there was a stitch there. Wait, I almost almost dropped my needle. Okay. And Malin says, I think I currently have 5 that are ongoing. Oh, that's wrong. You have to have more than that. Clara says, I like royal embroidery. I kitted up several of my charts with that floss. And Laura says, nice. You need more though. I agree. And Clara says, yes, more twist than DMC. I can see the twist in the stitches. And Janine says, and Laura says, I'm an enabler. Ha ha. Exactly. Malin says, Laura, I'm trying so hard to resist. LOL. But I have a problem with buying patterns. Yep. And Malin says, where do you get royal embroidery floss? I got mine originally from an AliExpress shop. But honestly, it took a long time. Like they shipped it, because AliExpress has a guarantee that they will ship stuff within a certain amount of time or you get your money back. They shipped it the day before that date came up. So we're talking, that was like 6 weeks or something. And I was really disappointed. I mean, I got all the floss. It was fine. And I bought a lot of it. But I believe it's really expensive. Anyway, so I started buying my floss from Dream Stitch, and Dream Stitch has it. This thread, let's see. Okay, I can put it over here. I'm not sure there's enough for all of these. But yeah, you can get it on Dream Stitch. There's enough there. Okay, I'll put that there. Let's circle that. But I think that if you are planning on buying a Egyptian cotton, I think you probably should look at the fairy floss. It's much nicer and it's cheaper. I have a link for Dream Stitch in my description of this video. I put it in all the videos since I'm using Aerofloss, and that's where I get it. I'm not advertising for them. I'm just a very pleased customer. You know what I mean? Okay, so this one here, I'm gonna leave that one, I think. Maybe. I might do that. I don't know. Let's look. We'll look a little more. I think I'm gonna do this color. Yeah, I'll do that. And that's this one. Get it out of the way. Oh, this is another one of my favorite colors. I don't know. I know last year, 𝐒𝐈𝐊𝐾, one of the charts was the 𝐉𝐞𝐾 almond. No, it was the roses. But I really like the almond flower or the almond blossom painting, and so I have it on my phone wallpaper. On my Kindle I have a what do you call it, a case with it on there. It's just like, I love it. And this color reminds me of that. Let's see, am I doing this right? Okay. Oh, see, here's another one of those stitches. I see the stitch on my work, but I didn't see it so well on the pattern. Whoops, wrong one. So it's right there, but because it's so dark, I didn't actually see it. That's kind of good. Okay, so then this is getting really short. Let's see if I can make these stitches. So I use that face a lot just to get, especially when I'm doing stitching white or anything light blue, you know, tan cream. I use that because then it's easier to see. And sometimes I change the color. I think this is the standard hot pink that comes with it. This thread is really getting short, so I am going to end it. Oh wait, I didn't do that stitch. Actually, I'll go back and do that stitch and then end it. It's really nice to be able to like say what I'm thinking about, what I'm doing, and kind of working it out with everyone. I like that. Okay, so I can show you how. Well, no, I can't, because this is a different way. I was going to show you the ending that I did with that ninja stitch, but never mind. This is a little bit different. So I don't know if you can see that, but this one's kind of slipped a little bit. So if I go in and I can push it up a tiny bit, when I push the other stitch in there, it should straighten it out. There, that worked pretty well. But that color reminded me of that. Oh, okay. Clara says I ordered fairy floss about 2 weeks ago. Got it yesterday. That was super quick from Dream Stitch. Yeah. That's how I feel about Painted Fairy. Love them. Only buy stamped kits, floss frames from them. We'll see how What a Biz compares to them. Well, you know, if you like fairy, I know the Stamp Stitch Club, they get their stuff printed from Fairy. So you get the same quality essentially. And then Clara says, I thought I ordered a full set of Arrow from them, but I received Cherish brand. I'm fine with it. I really wanted actual Arrow. Cherish is the same brand. Arrow and Cherish, they're the same. It's made in the same company, you know, as far as from what I understand. Now, Fairy Floss is completely different than Arrow. Arrow should be similar to CXC. I've never personally used CXC. I do not think a lot of people like Yogi. I don't think she's using CXC. I think she's using some off-brand. It's not CXC. But a lot of those shops call it CXC when it really isn't. But I believe Arrow is pretty comparable to it, is my guess. But as I said, I've never used it. So the Arrow Floss, I bought the Arrow Floss. It was a fluke. I bought it. Let me check and see where that's that one. Okay, it's this one. I bought it from Temu. I bought a box of it it was less than £1 per skein, which is awesome. It costs a lot more nowadays, but I know Dream Stitch has it really good price. I buy mine from them. But like I'm ready to switch to Fairy Floss, honestly. Let's see, wait. Yeah. I'm ready to switch. I want a full set of Fairy Floss. So I just need the money. Isn't it always like that? So there's a little, oh, there we go. It's always the money issue. I was going to, when I do the Gamer Nouveau, I want to do that with Fairy Floss. So I was going to order those colors I needed for Gamer Nouveau, and I was going to order for my long dog. But then I've decided that I'm going to wait on the long dog until I finish Dalliance. You know, which I think that just, it feels like that's a good decision. Dalliance is at 21%, which is not bad. Okay, so what I was saying is Fairy Floss is more similar to DMC than it is to CXC/Arrow. This is Arrow Floss. Arrow Floss is a poly cotton. So it's like 80-20 cotton polyester. And Fairy Floss and DMC, Royal Broderie, they are all they're not Echo, they're all Egyptian cotton. It's just like some are mercerized. So like DMC is mercerized. That's why it's shinier. Fairy Floss is also mercerized, so it's shiny. But Royal Embroidery is not as mercerized, and the same probably with Spring Brand. I'm guessing they're the same brand. From what I understand, they're all like made in the same company. You know, it's all like the same factory. I'm looking at doing, I'll show you real quick. I'm looking at doing Life After Death. Let me mark this real quick. I just realized I hadn't marked that one. So you can see all my patterns. I have too many patterns. Here it is. Let's see. I think, let me change it real quick to 2 strands so you can actually see it. 2 strands. And this is the one I'm going to do. That's the one I'm going to do. Oh, actually, let me do it this way. I realized that I have the technology, like Yogi says, come on, open. There we go.
Saga full screen. There we go. Okay. And this one's called Life After Death. Is it popping up? I do not see it. My screen is really behind. That's weird. Okay. But that's the one I'm doing. I can, there we go, yeah. But there's something about it. I think what it is the little sayings on it are what make me want to work on it. So that is that. We can close that. Maybe. It didn't work. Okay. Come on. Ugh. Oh, I don't want it's like not letting me close it. There we go. Okay. Ush. Oh, come on. Okay, there we go. I'm like, sheesh. It's like, come on. Little silly pattern. So as you can see, I have quite a few patterns here. So, okay. So this one, I think I can do that. Janine, let's see. Laura says, the top of my long dog is driving me a little nuts. Oh, which one are you working on? And Clara says, what are the sayings, Suzanne? And Janine says, I have life after death, but have not started it or any long dogs. And Clara says, I want to see one called Saga. I love that one too. I was originally going to do Saga, and then I found this one, and I'm like, no, I got to have this one. And Laura says, your patterns look so colorful. Yeah, I have a lot. I have a lot of patterns. It's pretty crazy. Let's see what it says, because I can't remember offhand. This one. This is one that I'm working on. I worked on this the other day. I don't know if you can see it. No. Never mind. It doesn't show because I have it 1/1 set up in Pattern Keeper or in Saga. It says the one on the bottom left says, love is the thread that men's worn. And then it says Labor's End 2018, which I'll change that. I like that. I think that's really cool. And then the other one says, I sigh not for beauty, but grant me kind providence, virtue, and health. I just love it. I mean, it's just, yeah. Every time I looked at it, I was like, yep, that's the one. Let me find my pattern again. Isn't that just so pretty? You're working on Saga. It has a lot of arches on the top. Yeah, I was looking at that one at first and I was like, but then I found this one and I just love it. Oh, you know what? This was a thread that I fixed earlier. 3766. I'm sounding really lispy. I'm really sorry. I'm like, bleh. My mouth sounds... Oh, no, it wasn't that number. Okay, 3766. But, I wasn't sure about the fabric that I wanted to use. I wasn't sure about... yeah, there was a bunch of... See, I thought I did this color. Did I put it in the wrong spot? I bet I did. I set this one up earlier. I know I set it up earlier. I was like, okay, let me look at 3866 then. No, it wouldn't be 3866. 3688? No. Wait. Oh, you know what? I might have just been looking in the wrong spot. No. I know I did this one because I was like, that's so weird. It's not up there. So that means it's somewhere it's not supposed to be. Because I remember fixing this. Oh well, I'll figure it out later, I guess. I'll find it when I least expect it. That's so weird. It's not there. Not like I can really see what's on my needleboard with it hot mess that it is. No, okay. I must have put it somewhere else. Oh, never mind. Because I was like, this was really long. Maybe it was a different number. Yeah, I don't know. That's the other thing that I like about Aerofloss is that I don't really have to worry if I'm not worried about how much it costs because it's so inexpensive. And as long as I buy enough stuff that I don't have to pay for shipping, even if I had to pay for shipping, it's still super inexpensive. And I like that. So, I don't know. What's the quote on Pavane? Do you know offhand? I have to look that up. That's one thing about VK that is kind of nice is there's so many of these patterns on there. You kind of don't have to worry. So this one right here, since these stitches are all like closed in, I'm gonna do them all together. I'm gonna turn that off. It's never really been inexpensive here. I mean, yeah, when I was cross-stitching in the late 80s, it was pretty cheap. You know, you could go and get pretty much whatever you... Even then, I didn't really have the money that, you know, I stuck to smaller projects. I know my mom and I found... Because my mom did cross-stitch too. We both started doing it at the same time. It was like, I found it, and my mom was like, ooh, I like that. I'll do that too. And so we shared a lot of the same stuff, you know, like it was fine. You know, like one of us would get Cross Stitch magazine and we'd share with each other. Or she, you know, she'd buy me something, I'd buy her something kind of thing. But what was I saying? Yeah, I still like, oh, I know what it was. I was like, what was I saying? No, I got off track. My mom and I found some fabric at one of the fabric stores. It was, you know, it was the typical Aida fabric, but it was really soft and it was just different than the normal stuff you could get. It was just really soft. And so my mom bought like a bolt of it, and we had so much of that stuff. I still have a small project that I originally started, that I started with it. And then Yogi has the smart idea of doing a challenge for using a printed pattern. And now I'm like, oh, darn it, I'm going to have to do one of those. Oh, that is really pretty. Janine says, the long dog will take me a lot of thinking because I want different colors. Probably isn't why I even started it, but I like them a lot. And Laura says, it's turn your face towards the sun and the shadows will fall behind you. Oh, I love that. Oh, that's just nice. Okay, now I got to look that one up too. Ah, darn it. You guys are enablers. But yeah, so now I have this thought in my mind, possibly, this looks, okay, it's there. Possibly when she said we'll do the paper, we all have to do the paper chart challenge, which I don't necessarily agree with. Like, no, I really don't want to. But if I can get it printed out well enough, I really want to do the pattern because I love them. You know, I brought it with me from the US. The only things I brought were a little bit of floss that I got from my mom and the whip that I was doing that project with. I'm just going to end this thread down here. I was going to end it up there, but there's only one stitch here. Let me do this. And I'm like, I started it in the 80s. I've always loved Sunbonnet Sue. All right, my name is Suzanne. So, you know, I went by Sue as a child after, you know, like around 13, I started telling everybody to call me Sue because I hated spelling Suzanne out, which is silly. But because I was a Suzanne and my auntie had made a Sunbonnet Sue quilt and I just loved it. And so I still love Sunbonnet Sue even today. And so I have that book with me still. And I want to do one of those, I think. Okay. Oh, see, I love that blue. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Let me see if I can find, let's see. Oh, hey, hi. Wait, no. Wait, Michelle says, I blame Renee. Renee has hers framed and it looks fantastic in blue. I did mine in green. Renee, okay. She did Pavane and it was so beautiful. I haven't seen that. And Clara says, paper chart challenge is going to be a challenge. 100%. Let me see if I have a picture of the Sunbonnet Sue really quick. Because I just love these. Let me see, because I know I copied them all. I scanned them all. I have the book too, but I believe I scanned them all because I wanted to do them I wanted to do them, you know, just, oh wow, Dropbox is slow. Let's see. Sunbonnet. Let's see. Yep, there it is. I'm pretty sure this. Yeah, okay, good. Okay. Wait, it's like thinking. Okay, so they're just charts. So I guess you have to imagine how they look. Let me turn on that other full screen. So I don't know if you can see. Let me. I don't have any of the color pictures, but this is one of them. So the one that I started is called Tea Party, I think. Let me see. Where is it? Tea Party. This is the one I This is the one I started. Janine said, I did a red work Sunbonnet Sue a long time ago with my mom. I don't even know where it is now. I know, isn't it like that? So that was the one I started, and all the girls are done, but I made mistakes, and I'm just unhappy with it. But the one I want to do, I think, oops, don't go back. Okay, it didn't go back. Phew. The one I want to do, I think, is this one. It's called Ring Around the Rosies. That one. So I don't know. I don't know if it's something that I can do. But it's just, I mean, it's pretty clear. I have the book, so yeah, it's something to think about, I think, anyway. Excuse me, I didn't mean to cough in the camera. Okay, back to stitching. Let's move that. I think I can, there, turn it off. There you go. Okay. So that's, yeah, she has me thinking about it. I don't know. Laura says, Yogi has so many rules to the challenge. I don't know if I participate if it's all full coverage like she wants. Oh no, I wouldn't do full coverage like that. I can hardly see well enough to, I mean, I use a magnifying glass and I zoom in incredibly a lot on my app because I don't see very well. And there is no 3787. But it did get me thinking because I really do want to do that pattern. And there's one stitch here. Let me see if I can get, I'm extremely nearsighted. And my eyes struggle to focus between like when I'm working on a project and then I have to look at something else, my eyes struggle to focus sometimes. Yeah, it is what it is. I'm used to it. I've been blind pretty much since birth. I was so quiet about stuff. They didn't realize that I couldn't see well enough until I was 9 years old. How bad is that, Observant. My mother was observant. Okay, so there is another one of these down here. So I'm just going to go ahead and park it and not end it. That goes here. There. I haven't even looked to see how much I've done so far today. It feels pretty decent tacked here. 349. Not bad. It's 6 o'clock now though. Sorry, I didn't mean to cough in your ears. That's so rude of me. 3799. I did not have a thread for that either. So, that one's pretty far away. So I'll just do one stitch on that. So I don't know. And honestly, I don't need to start another project. But if I just redo the one I already started, that's sort of like not starting a new project. What do you think? Does that count? Oh dear. I actually think I have most of the colors in DMC for one of them, or I'm pretty sure I have all the thread for the one that I already started, but it just looks
like a hot mess. And I think that I'd just rather just keep that one as a reminder and then start something new or restart it with new fabric. I'm actually thinking about doing something with even weave. Okay, oh, this one, I was going to end this. I do find that it's easier to, let me see, if I pull this up, maybe. If I pull that up, then I can make sure it's in there. And I missed. Oh well, it's fine. It kind of went down the side instead. Laura's laughing at me. Are you laughing because I said it doesn't count as a new start? I don't know. But and then also it is sort of like childish, but then I love it. I don't know. And then, but what if I just hate working on it? I'm going to do these other ones first. These ones. There are none of those around. And of course, there's not one on the board. 3-8-5-8. Oh, that's not the color I was expecting. Oh, that's pretty. There was a lot of this color, I think, in Unicorn Valley. It just seems familiar. Nightmares of that piece. Not really. I did enjoy working on it for the most part. It was a bit brown. By the end, I was like, oh my God, I can't do any more brown. And then I started a bunch of projects with brown, like you do. So, because I am waiting for that phone call again. Oh, wait, what is this? I have stitches here missing. Just realized. What's that from? Let me put this in here first. I wonder what that is. Probably kicked the bucket and it did all of the stitches and I wasn't actually done with them. Janine says I've done a lot on European Town this morning, but time to go paint the living room. Ooh, go have fun. See you at Yogi's tonight. Dimension Sal. I'm like making an effort to work on my dimensions pattern. I think it'll be good because I switched sides and I think I'm happier with that. But we'll see you later. I'm gonna check this. My mouth is lisping. Okay, it is down here, down here. Oops, too many. Is that it? 1, 2, yeah, that's it. That's weird. I wonder why I missed those. I'll fix them. At least I know where it's at. Okay, so I'll do those real quick. I think I have that on the needleboard. I do. 3776. It's like so handy having the needleboard. I'm so glad I bought those extra needles. I mean, even if they're not the highest quality, it's just worth it. I mean, I think that if I had to go and get another thread for 2 stitches, I think I would have been mad at myself. but it's here and handy. Kind of thinking all of a sudden about my mom. We used to do a lot of crafts together. My mom wasn't a very nice woman. She was definitely not a very nice person. But, you know, we had, when we were working on crafts, it was like the best times. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard because, you know, you kind of think like that. I think, you know, but those times were golden. Like, we used to do cross stitch together. I taught her how to do bobbin lace. I got her involved with weaving. I took a weaving class in college, and her friend got like super interested in it, so they joined the class as well. And it was just fun. It was like, you know, she wasn't being a raving lunatic. And that was nice. So it's actually, you know, there was a lot of super bad times, but then there were if there hadn't been those really great times that we had together like that, I think it would have been a lot harder. You know, the memories would be a lot, you know, wouldn't be any good. But I had enough of good memories from her that it like kind of made it worth it. Clara says, I know I have no desire to stitch on Maggie. I'm working on a different project. Oh, but do you have the kit? Is that correct, Clara? Let's see, this is 3858. Let's see if I can find the slot. There's that. And there's that. Oh, okay. So, yeah. And so then this one, I will do all those stitches. Oh, that's a bright color. 4-6. I don't have that one on there. 3-8-4-6. Yeah, I was like, when she first was talking about Maggie, I was like, I do like it, and I have the pattern, you know, and I'd seen it, and as I said, I really like George Wasaki's Waisaki, his artwork, or, you know, I did like it, but I just was like, nah, I don't really feel like that. And I like the Max as well, but then I didn't really feel like that either. I'm not going to do this. This doesn't have so many of this color, so I'm only doing a little bit of it instead of the whole thing. I'm kind of considering maybe like one of those. I used to be really interested in the Amish themes. You know, that kind of, you know, the quilts and the colorful dresses. But then the more you learn about the Amish people, you know, it's like, you know, like, wow, that's a hot mess right there. So that romanticism of their culture is very tainted now. I was really into like Amish quilts and Amish food and all that stuff. And then you learn about how really, really bad they are. And you think, okay, yeah, let's not romanticize that. But still, I still do love the art. Clara says, yes, I have the kit. Once I start stitching on it, I'm okay with stitching it, but it's just doing it. Yeah, you know, like last night when I spun the wheel and I got this, I kind of groaned a little bit because while I like the pattern, I felt like it felt sometimes they feel like too much. And I knew that I wanted to do the blue on this, but I also figured that it would be a lot of confetti, and it's actually going a lot better than I was expecting. So I'm glad that I stuck with it and didn't just go, oh, never mind, I won't do that one. But it was the same with the, the dimensions chart that I'm doing. I had started it, and the cat is a tabby, and it's just like, it's not confetti, but it's like all over the place. The colors go everywhere. And I was like, it was really kind of hard to do. And a lot of times, yogi stream is kind of late, and by 9:30 I'm pretty tired. And I think, I don't know. But so I counted over a couple of times to make sure I counted correctly. And I started from the other side, and I was doing the diagonals, and it was like, oh, this isn't too bad. So I was quite enjoying it last week. Okay, so I think, let me see, let me make sure I'm doing it in the right spot. Okay. I think that I'm going to do this block of stitches, and then I probably should go. It's almost 6:30 and I need to eat. And that also my medicine should come, and I don't want to, I highly doubt they'll come before 9 o'clock, but that one time I think, nah, they're not coming then. They'll come here at 6:45 or something. Like usual. So, but there's just so many things. It's like, what do I do? What do I want? What do I want to do? But I can't start anything new. I'm not going to start anything new for a while. Famous last words, right? Nikki hasn't been on in a while on Yogi Stream. Her Maggie looked amazing. And Laura says, I really need to get to the library and make a working copy of my Dimensions kit. Which one are you doing again? Could I not find that one? Was that the case? You were doing the garden one, right? Oh, that sucks. I will trawl through 𝐉𝐞 again and see if I can find it. I was surprised because the Dimensions kits are fairly easy to find on 𝐉𝐞. Yeah, I think I'm going to look at my, oh, there's a fuzz there. I'm going to look at my PDFs that I have of the sunbonnet Sue and see if they're good enough to get printed. I'll just send it to, I'll order it online. It's faster than me going to the library. That's so bad. Garden collectibles. I don't mind the paper pattern, just don't want to mark it up. And yeah, exactly. I totally understand that. I will look again though. If you can send me, well, actually, no, I did find the picture. So I'll look at it again because sometimes the, on 𝐉𝐞, they're not really where you think they might be, which is unfortunate sometimes. Oh, there's a bunch of block stitching here. Woo! So you have to look through to find the picture and then get the pattern. I was looking for a Bella Filipina that I know I had seen on VK. I could not find it anywhere. I even asked Gemini, and Gemini, of course, was like, this is copyrighted, and I can't tell you where the free pattern would be. I'm like, damn it. Like, that's not the answer I want. Right? I think I like this diagonal idea. It's gotten really smooth. It feels better than the squares. Because the squares, I was worried about lines so much. And, oh, I know. When I work on the dimensions kit pattern, I think that I'm going to test out that parking idea I have. I mean, not that I need to park on that pattern so much, but I might test that out. Let me double check this and see if there's any more. There's nothing really close. So I'm gonna end this thread. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cough soon. Hold on, sorry about that. I get really dry throat from my allergies, and then it starts making me cough. And I don't know where the darn, well, I know where the darn mute button is on, but I can't get to it on my phone. I need to find that on Studio. I was swearing like a sailor last night, but I did mute it before because I had taken my phone off. And so I muted it, but then I couldn't get the camera turned off in time. Oh, this is just such a mess. So, yeah, there's a little bit left. And that was 3846. Need to drink some more water. Clara says, I got the diagonal line, so I stopped. Yeah, so that's why I'm going outside of the lines when I stitch, so that I don't, that shouldn't happen. Oh, okay, feathering. Yeah, I do feathering. It was probably me because I was doing that on my Golden Gate Bridge the other day. So Laura says, I was going to the library today, but it's raining and I don't want to ruin the paper chart. Yeah, put it in a plastic container or a plastic folder. Busy Mom says, okay, not sure who I was watching, but does anyone know what feathering means? Okay, so I can show you with Saga. So essentially, when I was working on Golden Gate Bridge the other day, let me mark these real quick, and then yeah, because I almost forgot, and I almost hit the bucket too. That was so. This one I did 372 stitches. That is not bad. I probably can finish that before Yogi stream. Okay, so if we go up to the Golden Gate Bridge. So I have this set up already. Let me move that. Okay, so let me find one that I actually did that on. Let me remove the box for a second. Yeah, it doesn't show. It doesn't really show. Okay, so let me see if I can turn. No, that doesn't work. Oh, let's turn that off. That's what we do. Okay, so this is not a perfect example of feather. Let me also put this on full screen because I can do that. Okay.
Let me see if that comes up. See you later, Michelle, and welcome back, Fred. Okay, so I put this on the screen now. Let me know if you can see this okay. So this is the part I've already worked. Actually, oh, here's a good one. Here's a good example. So in my my Golden Gate Bridge, I was doing Royal Rows, which is essentially 2 boxes stacked on top of each other. And when I first started doing it, I did the blocks pretty much straight up and down, and I got lines because I'm using a really soft hard hanger, and it was like, it was bad. You know, you could see the lines. And I had another project that did the same. Actually, Unicorn Valley also had the same. So if you look here, you can see how there's like teeth. So you can see there's like a teeth between on the box instead of the box being straight. So when we go to, so now when you look at the box, you can see that I have teeth on the edges. And how you do that is you long press the box, and you see you have the square box, you have the diagonal box, and then you have this box that has, it looks like it has a V on it. So you click that, and then you have different ways that you can do your feathering. Okay, good, you can see it. So you can do feathering from the top. So like if you're working from the bottom up, so this would give you, so let me see if I can move the box. Okay, so here we can move the box. So now you can see there's feathering at the top. And then you can do it for the bottom. And I tried that when I was working on Unicorn Valley because I was really worried about lines, but I found because I was parking down, I didn't really need that. So that's something, if you feel that it's necessary, you can click that. And then depending on, so like I'm working from left to right on Unicorn Valley, but like I'm working right to left on Catnap, so I might do this one instead, which might be difficult to see. Let me turn, oh, I can't do it. Anyway, the teeth are on the other side. It's the same. And then what I use is the one that's on the right side. So then you also can do it so that you see the 1 and the plus and the minus. You can push that and it can give you more peaks. So maybe you want it to be like a little, let's look at this one real quick. So you can do it so it's a little bit more peaked. Or you can do it more. Let me move that out of the way again. So you get peaks. And then if you want, so we'll go back to 1 because that's how I usually do it. You can move it up and down with these. So you can move your stitches. I always do it with it on the second one. So also when you do it, you have to, so like if you make your box, oh, hold on a second, let me make the box again. If you make a normal box like that, well, let's put that back there so I don't forget that I need to do that. To make the little teeth, the feathering, you go 1 more out and then do your feather, and then it's the right shape. So I hope that makes sense. This is awesome because Pattern Keeper does not have this. And I know that it was something I was thinking when I found the lines. I started doing it manually, but I kept like losing track where I was. It was really hard to keep track of. And especially with tent stitch, I do it one way and then go back the other way. And it was kind of important to have it to keep it, you know, my idea of it where it needs to be. But as long as you go outside of your square, then you're not going to get lines. It's more of a guide. I often will just go outside and do a couple stitches on the outside and then I don't get lines. So hopefully that makes sense. You know, let me know if you need more information on that one. So let's turn that off now so you can, whoops. I'm getting better at this. It's so much fun. So, and I probably should have made that box a little bigger. I don't know if you could see it well enough. You know, let me know if that was clear enough. Do you think I need to do a video for that? That's actually a good, maybe a good one. Because I don't think I've seen anybody talk about that in any of the saga videos that I've seen. So that might be an interesting one to do. Because I did the diagonal one, which was definitely useful. So here, okay, so then this one is done. Ooh, nice. We did, oh wow, did all that. Nice diagonal. That worked out really well. Let's turn that off for a second. Oh, the kitten's nose is so cute. I love this little cat. It's really visible too. I mean, it's pixelated, but yeah. Anyway. Okay, so Busy Mom says, oh, that does make sense. And I was wondering why you would use that box. Thanks for showing me. No problem. I'm really, like, I love finding all these little things that are so useful in Saga. Saga is such a great app. You know, it's, so, like, you can, I don't think you can do, you can't do the teeth on the diagonal. So I just make sure I stitch out of the box is all. Because I do get lines because I pull my floss a little tighter because if I don't, then it looks kind of bubbly. And so, yeah, I'm a bit like that. So anyway, okay, well, I think I'm going to go because I'm a little, yeah, I need to go make food. I'm looking at this. I guess I didn't finish. Actually, I need to move this. No, that's within that box, isn't it? I was looking at that going, wait, I need to do another box. Okay, well, I guess I have to do another one. Oh, I locked it. Smart. Okay, I guess it wasn't done. And move that back to, oh, I guess I have to go up here. But that doesn't make sense. Okay, well, never mind. I need to go back up here and then it's in that line. Right, okay, well, we're okay. It's been, whoa, 3 hours exactly. Hey, that's pretty handy. Okay, well, I'm gonna go and I will see you all tonight for a yogi stream. And let me know if you have any questions or comments. You know, let people know that we're having fun here. If you're having fun, I hope you are having fun. And I'm not boring you to death with my little chatting ways and stuff. But so anyway, thanks for watching. And I will see you all later. And oh, tomorrow. Oh, wait. I was going to spin my wheel. Oh, yeah. That's right. We liked that yesterday, didn't we? Let me turn that back on. That would be fun. So then you guys know what I'm going to work on. Okay, also tomorrow I need to go to weaving, but I'll probably be back in time. So, you know, we'll say I'm going to do it. So I'll stitch on full coverage. Well, let me check the non-full coverage. If it's something fun, then I'll work on that. Let's see what we get on that. And then, then you guys can decide. There we go. Okay, so non-full coverage is, oh wait, I forgot to take dalliance out. Coffee break. Meh. I'm not gonna stream that one. I mean, it's okay. I have back stitching to do on it. Okay, well, and I forgot to hide Dalliance, so I'm gonna hide that one real quick. Because I worked on that yesterday. Actually worked on it. Okay. Okay, so coffee break is my 100 stitch one. Okay, so here we go. Oh, there's a lot of good stuff on here. So let's see what we get. Here we go. Eclipse. Okay, that's cool. That is sailing under a solar eclipse. Okay, we know what I'm working on tomorrow. Nice. Okay, well, thanks everybody, and I'll see you all later. Bye for now.